Previously on Tessie Teams.
In the coming negotiations, so he's referring to...
In a few months.
Right. That
there would be he would be here. There'd be two nuts.
I say, for her sake, make sure she's armed.
She puts her hand on your shoulder, and then she grabs your finger, and then she is tracking it with you, and then you just see it twinkle, and she says, "It's him," and then she says, "Look how fast it is."
Rosie sits down at the helm, got her stylus out. So I'm doing whatever it takes to make us go fast ahead toward the sparkly thing.
See the tiny shining insect-like ship with your right eye of your father's vessel, and you can see that it is just a few moments away from a gargantuan, jagged crown of amethyst.
Oh, wow.
It violently spins until its belly is facing the ship, and it willingly gathers the ship into itself. And from behind that massive marble, the Sanguilith appears.
Time is the enemy, the past, it threatens the fastest weapon. You wouldn't make it past a second, and that's the question. Play it brash and reckless, or choose a cautious solution you thought was prudent. In any sepulchre, pulchritude will become the putrid. It's that wealth that I'm pursuing. No mountain too steep or dungeon too deep to send expendable marks up to the top of the peak or beneath. They see you bleed, they come like sharks to it, while I swim in that money bin like Carl Barks drew it. So send your national parks druid, I'll send them home in a natural box with a closed top and most of the parts included. Save your breath for a cleric confessor. Death is a lesson and life is a tenured professor. But if you're seeking my official advice, sign on the dotted line initially twice.
There's your Ammo home phone at the bottom.
Hello, I'm Taco Brahe of Arcade and PAX. I'm also a Memphis Hereward Drawn, CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated. But today, I'm your internet friend, Jared K. Horkrims. And I'm here to run a game of Dungeons & Dragons for my friends, specifically these friends to my right, Dragonborn Narcissist, Darbo 10. Yeah.
Oh, no?
Oh. What did he do to you? We'll find out.
Is it the Drake stand?
Is that why? Listen, we'll get it.
Shitting on Drake?
Jeez, yeah. I'm sorry.
Talk. Dude, I can feel the heat. To the right of my right, repping the natural world, Walnut Dung Grass, Kakra!
I'll do your dumb thing.
Old, strong.
Kakra!
Beautiful.
Majestic. Oh, wow.
Pro vitamins.
It's really taken off.
And just imagine
You know
like all
what?
the speed lines.
Stay in your own thing.
Yeah, you're not,
stay in your lane.
You're not improving it. You're stealing for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Great artist steal.
Yeah. Dear Drake, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling.
All right. To my left, not your grandma's grandma, except in those rare cases where she is your grandma's grandma, Rosie Beestinger.
Do it again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chode.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I decided I wanted to go to scale this time. Tiny hands.
Interesting. But it's substantial. It's like a thermos. I mean, it's like a real thing.
It's like a gourd.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, regular chode.
Okay. Here's my left, and then this is the left of my left. Emerging as though from a mist shroud. Cthulhu Drow.
You were
commissed
aloud last week. Yeah, I liked it.
Oh, that's coming up. That's yours now. That's his thing now.
That's the Cthulhu sign.
That's the Cthulhu sign.
There's an emote for it and everything.
Yeah. Come on, everyone, do the Cthulhu.
It's a bat. It's a little bat that lives in the Underdark.
Bat, Everyone do Cathris. Bam, bam.
Oh, that's Legati. See, there's the.
Wait, no, here, let me back you up.
Cathris. Let's all do Cathris.
This is unparsable for the podcast.
Oh, well, here.
For the podcast, it's
Walnut.
unparsable after.
For the podcast, we're doing the Cathris.
Everybody now.
Everybody.
Now they're caught up.
Thank you.
No jokes. All
He
right.
gets it.
Okay. Well, if you want to talk about podcasts, this is
Should I change the page?
Okay, we have a couple. Now, Gathered Throng, you know perfectly well. And I know that you know because last week's performance was profound.
It was.
Of course, we're working with Codename Entertainment. We got a little Idle Champions thing going on. Of course, in my guise as Omen Drawn, I offer quests. And in exchange for these quests, of course, in the chat, you can get a gold chest. But in addition to that, I offer gainful employment to the wastrel, to the lazy individual. I give drive and structure to an otherwise meaningless life. And obviously, I thank you for your toil.
Wow.
Thank
It's
you.
like this. Like I said, I know that you've done it because if you take a look at my diagram, if you would look at this chart for Q3,
A little something for the effort.
now, and what's more, this is a vitally important piece of information. They have voted for a bad outcome.
You did it, you cowards.
Something to celebrate. Now, before
Gonna let her manipulate you like that?
Before we get underway, I should note that we're going to try something next week. Instead of good or evil, or good or bad outcomes, I'm going to try something a little more esoteric. I'll give you two other options, and then depending on which one you choose, I'll make something occur in-game that's based on that choice that you made. It isn't just good or bad, it's a little bit more inside baseball. It is going to give you something to talk about in the Discord. That is the main purpose. If you can try to figure out what I'm getting at on either side of the equation. Now, when last we saw our heroes, of course, Cathris, you caught up. You're synchronized now
did.
with the hive.
Chris is.
Okay, perfect.
Chris does not know
No.
what's going on.
No, exactly.
Willfully so.
But you've absorbed the proper information, so you know, just as the rest of our friends know, that a gambit on the part of Admiral Erebus Beestinger to seize in secret the cosmic inverse, that profound weapon produced by the first planet destroyed in the Homeward Star constellation by the Sanguilith. It was his intention to take one of the small insect-like craft of the Tomnooks and introduce it bodily, if necessary, to the Sanguilith. But the Sanguilith was onto it. Now, it's entirely possible that the Sanguilith was connected in some way to his intentions because of something that the Shadow Council might have done. But one can never know. Their power is great and expansive, and certainly crosses time as well as other liquid media.
Yeah.
And so,
Newsweek.
indeed. So that's when last we saw our heroes, at least one of these heroes, the Admiral, was very, very recently consumed, and his efforts were largely for naught as a small piece of the Sanguilith was sent away with the proper shape to consume the cosmic inverse, find itself annihilated. Now, the true form, which you think is unlike what you have seen before. You've had more than one encounter with the Sanguilith. Indeed, you have stood in the hall of something like an amethyst cathedral, a crown of a sort, inside the body of it surrounded by imprisoned gods. This is not like that. You don't know if the other thing that you saw was based on this, or if it was some variant of it, some cast-off piece. But what you're looking at now is moon-scaled. This is a substantial This is a substantial foe. This is not something that you can address with a sword.
But
I don't know.
it's still got, yeah, we don't know.
Well, I mean, why don't we try? I jump out.
God
I
bless
throw
you.
my sword
Sword ready.
right into it. It still has the same motif, though, right? It's the same crystal. It doesn't look different. It just is.
No. It's
gigantic.
just the shape and the scale of it. It's possible that this is something like its prime form, or this is the result of its appetites of having traveled through the homeward star and devoured world after world. Some part of it could be connected to its diet, which does happen.
Yeah. And as far as we know, what we witnessed was the ship entering that small shape we're familiar with,
Correct.
and then it vanishing.
Exactly.
And then this huge form has now.
Exactly, and it is even now emerging around, as we suggested before, what I've described as marbles, but that's just sort of what your brain does with this information. There is a sphere, a world contained in something like a candy shell, all the more delicious for the Sanguilith. So maybe that's where the problem is. Maybe
Quit with the
maybe
shell.
when TSR was coming up with the crystal spheres, they simply created a world too delicious to deny.
All that nougat.
Yeah, the nougat within.
I can't blame them.
No,
I want to get in there.
no,
On
it's just
board, yeah.
yeah.
You won me over.
Yeah, but that's the news from Lake Wobegon, as they say.
Okay, yes. And now I'm calibrated,
Perfect.
as
See-
I'll ever be.
Synchronization achieved.
What was, because I remember the last of Cathris was that they were there and then just went into a back room for a while.
Well, Winter like turned black, and they were
Yes.
like, "I gotta go check this out."
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so what happened
Exactly.
in that room?
I mean, we can simply finish out now that we have access to a real Cathris, and we don't have to simulate it.
Now I got to
Poorly.
redo all what y'all did because it's incorrect. So,
Obviously.
all too happy to call it winter, whatever it wants to be called.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So upon enunciation of the proper true name of the blade, Winter responds, "I accept," in as haughty a tone as a sword is capable of.
And I have,
I yield.
at that moment, I have
I will endure.
what I assume, what I feel is an epiphany.
It's
of
like Daria the
sorts.
sword.
Well, yeah. I mean, what else you can do?
Yeah.
Right? Your sword. The epiphany is like, how do I like orient myself around this? Because I am doing the work of Malith, and I meditate on winter, and I consider the cyclic nature of life, and fall and winter is a time of decay, and where things return to the soil, which will aid in the spring to be reused, and accepting that the culling is a part of life, the things that most people look forward to. It has to be preceded by a kind of misery, and now I feel it. It's starting to get in there.
Yeah, you're ready to be an agent.
I didn't know. I was worried that winter would be maybe too limiting of a name, but now I see that it is appropriate, and I need it to get my mind in the right place.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's as you're considering it, it's meditating on this blade. It's hard you find your mind being steered away from fresh green leaves and springs. You actively try to consider the ramifications of your actions, and then also those acts that precede it. Mm-hmm. But you're always drawn to this harvest.
Yes. We make way for spring. We come before.
This is so dope.
Yeah.
It's an important task.
Yeah, and it's clear from the outset that that Winter sees herself as a partner, as a source of advice, even.
Did you stick with scimitar or did you go with the new shape?
You said it was like scimitar for the purposes of what?
Because I wanted you to be able to put your spin on it.
Try and neat things.
So it can be because I mean the trees that grow these weapons, like in the EPA, scimitar is a classic traditional shape, but they're not all.
Let me describe.
That. I mean, because remember, if you recall the flashback episode where we just had Walnut and Rosie at the table over here on this side, the entire battalions have weapons made from that green glass, and they're not all scimitars.
That's true. See, I had already had it in my mind, and now what you have written, Kate at the table, not Rosie. I'm like, oh shit, that's a good idea. Why didn't I ever think of that? Scythe. It is an instrument of reaping.
Yeah, your little monologue there about the reaping and the
Now are we
It makes more sense.
Hang on a minute. Chris takes my bird,
Do you have a scythe?
takes nature stuff,
Are you a scythe?
gets a cooler weapon than me.
Well, so let me show you what I had in
I was
mind.
just going to say, because there's a couple different ways we can go with the scythe, right? Scythe is a category of tool-like bladed instrument.
And
so
in my mind, it was a long sword or a single.
yeah, but it can definitely have a long blade. But are we talking about something in the vein of, I mean, the tall rod with the curving blade and the secondary handle? That's the classic sort of like Grim Reaper scythe. Or are we talking about something more like a khopesh?
Yeah,
Like
we
a
can
traditional like Egyptian blade that has a handle,
let's
and then a
go.
blade that comes out, and then a curve inside
this
that.
I know about the khopesh.
Yeah, let's go with that because it can be like a sickle.
Oh, it absolutely
which Cthulhu
is.
already familiar with.
Yeah, these are tools.
Yeah, but what I was originally going to do, and I'll show it to you, although this is now a very quick drawing of it.
Yeah,
Throw that up there.
Yeah.
It was going to be a Chris blade.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
I
it's
couldn't be
perfect.
more delighted
I
that
was
he's
looking-
drawn a
Yeah.
Chris.
I was
But-
looking up the article for Chris.
It's
to
even
make sure.
spelled the same way.
But, and this was going to be like a kind of a bramble with thorns around it. But it was also supposed to evoke Legati's shape and mouth.
Yeah.
But let's not do that.
That's so good.
Sickle's cool.
No, the handle can still be
Yeah, it could be like that. Yeah.
the handle with the something the cross guard, but the cross guard is meant to be.
Look, we got an
wooden-
hour. Let's
we got an hour.
let's go through this.
Drill down.
Yeah. What if there was a different shape for your sword?
I'm sorry I asked. God.
No, I mean,
What if there's two swords?
oh shit. What if the sword at the top there's three smaller swords?
That's good. Like a helicopter.
Oh shit! What if they spun? What if they were on a hinge? Like a switchblade.
Like a Ferris wheel.
This is what I hate the most.
Of all the things that exist.
All the things that have ever happened on the
I gotta
table.
go.
Thank you.
You're right.
Finally.
That's right. I mean, and even as you, as you resolve your philosophic considerations as to the purpose.
We do this one. We go.
Yep.
We go Khopesh.
Khopesh?
Sight blade. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's live here.
Yeah. Even as you resolve that, it's a trivial matter. By the time your eyes have opened to look at it, Winter has already made these accommodations. As I suggested, Winter considers herself a partner in this task. The shape that she takes is on the prime material plane of all places. This backwater
It's just a shadow.
is ridiculous.
Of the true form.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. Whatever is convenient to hold, such that these considerations have any import at all.
You are an accommodating weapon.
That is rarely said.
Perhaps it should be said more often.
Well, I will yield to this also.
We have come to an agreement. Throw the door open wherever I was.
Exactly. So there's new dwellings, certainly in the middle deck of the ship. more tastefully appointed mid-deck in the dark shadow version of Coriander.
It's a bit much.
It's too much. It's too much outside, but it's also too much within.
Yes, there's
On every axis.
Yeah, there's kind of a throne for Coriander in there now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'd think anything of it. It's like, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I don't know anything else about this show. This must have been important.
No,
a
it's
good
true.
choice.
Now, Dinar, where are you situated in this scenario? Where is Prince Blitzen?
Well, we were all on the deck. We were all on the deck watching the
show.
the fireworks, as it were.
Yeah, and it's not inappropriate.
Yeah.
And you
I'm looking
can
at
see,
Toothbrush and I'm saying,
What
could you be?
get ready to work.
Maybe deeper.
Maybe you think about
Oh.
a toothbrush, but blades as many as there are bristles.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Lots of them.
So, imagine a scenario by which Prince Blitzen, you have looked out and then has crested beyond this marble. You see a immense, planetoid scale foe. This is well beyond, at least in your current guise.
Yeah.
This is well beyond the sort of thing that you were trained to manage. This is well beyond something that your station can handle. But as you look at it, you are reminded of something. After your brother died, you had to fill in many social tasks. Of course, it was never sufficient for your mother, but there were many of his tasks that fell to you as you got older. And you'll recall the ceremony of preparation for ritual combat that you underwent with Rosie. Well, you performed this service for other family members in the High House. As a sort of a squire type role, you would do the ritual cleansing, prepare the teeth, act in the guise of a confessor of sorts under these conditions. And you don't recall the outcome of the battle, but you can recall being in that sequestered room with an older cousin who was about to engage in this combat. And all you can remember is him seated at the edge of the bed, armor scattered around the room, just shaking on the corner. And you feel that now. It's not Dinar Blitzen that feels it, but Vars Malus, the glittering dragon king, upon seeing the Sanguilith crest this rise and manifest itself over that sphere, Vars Malus is terrified.
Yeah. Well, that's understandable, and I imagine it would be difficult to hide that, and all demeanor and otherwise I would show it. Also, discretion is the better part of valor. Our trump card didn't work. I don't know how you fight a planet, so yeah, Dinar would be freaking out, visibly freaking out. You can't stab a planet with a sword. That's most of my tricks.
Josh, if you'd be so kind.
Right.
You stabbed the planet.
Oh shit! Did
You
we stab
stabbed
the
the whole
planet?
planet.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wrong. It was inside me the whole time.
No, you're the Sanguilith.
The planets were the things we stabbed along the way.
That's not that.
Got it.
That's not it, I don't think. You can see it's something like radula, I think is the way I've described it before. At the base of this shape, yes, it's hanging loose. The base of this inverted, razor-sharp crown. As it turns toward the planet, you can see something like a ring of teeth, almost like a set of compound gears. And as it turns, every so often, it's impossibly slow, but you know that it's moving. And after about a minute or so, it's as though it changes gears, almost like on a bicycle, and it clunks, and you can hear it in this region, and it expands to about twice its size.
Oh no.
Ugh.
And something like glittering dust is exhaled from this aperture down to the planet, and then around the planet itself. And some measure of this dust just begins to sail ambient in the area around that orb. And the closer they get, you can see that they are the crystalline shapes that you were driving through and crushing on the way in. Folded up, but still plainly bipedal creatures of some kind, manufactured entirely from the crystal of the Sanguilith. And then as this begins to happen, as those begin to sail toward the ship, you can see a cone, like a cylindrical prism, a column of light, lance out from the surface of the planet itself toward the maw of the Sanguilith, and the gears become even slower and stop.
Oh.
And as these creatures, these crystalline creatures, sail through the space around the ship, they hail down a rain of razor-sharp discs all across the deck. And I'm going to determine the honor guard of 16 daughters of Malith that have come up onto the deck with you. 16 of them are cut down in an instant. Thank you, Josh. Initiative, if you would be so kind.
Oh, man.
Oof. All right.
But,
He's scared.
He's scared.
yeah.
Whoa!
Womp, 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 womp. Nobody messes with my kids.
No. Shadow Council. May Rivers please you.
Started off right.
Cut your servant Walnut on grass. So I offered you that boon. And I got all kinds of boons. I got dice.
What kind of boons you need?
I got this tray. Wait, what's it gonna take to get you? What's it gonna take to get you into a boon today?
A 20.
We need to do this boon first?
Do the dice.
Yeah.
Do the dice. Look at these bad boys. Whoa!
What's the quartz?
Yeah, the quartz is very good.
Ooh,
It's the
classic.
quartz. I'd be lying if I said I did not have more than one set of those.
Don't
Now-
lie.
I wouldn't. Now, Walnut on Grass, obviously a place of honor right here. What else do we got?
For me, it's an 8.
16.
4.
That is less.
What?
Yeah.
I'm last.
Rosie.
Oh, wait, no, you're...
Rosie and their switch.
Yeah, Rosie. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay. No.
There you go.
That's the one.
Whoop.
All right.
Blech.
So the ones that remain, the 4 on the deck are looking to you, Walnut, for something approximating righteous vengeance. The Salith that accompanied them is looking at them with a strange intensity and you can see his fists beginning to ball tight.
Yeah, I know what he's doing. I get it. He's got a bad boy streak.
I get
He
it.
can't help it. Okay, so I look at the Salith and I point to him and I just say, "Don't."
He says, "Please."
And I say, so is there anything? Let me just do it real quick. Is there anything that's still coming towards us? Are we in imminent
Absolutely.
danger?
As you direct him, no.
Yes.
An impact, like a meteorite impact, on the bow of the ship. One of these crystal monsters strikes the bow so hard the ship tips forward, and it unfolds itself on the deck.
Incredible. I say, don't. And then I, with the other hand, I'm going to cast Moonbeam, and I'm going to do it at the 4th level. And I want to do that Moonbeam.
Is that 5d10?
It's 4d10.
Okay.
And I'm like, just give me a second to RP here.
Please.
No, this is the whole reason we're here.
These 16 daughters have fallen around me, and I'm just like standing among their corpses, and I have this Salith that's like ready to turn them into zombies, which is just so unnatural to me. And she's just at her most frustrated. And you know what? Actually, I'm gonna cast it at the 5th level.
Yeah, I was like, if you're going to use your gas.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna do 5d10.
You need some D10s?
Yeah, give me some d10s.
Yum.
And then I need help with the math.
Got you, girl.
We got you.
Oh, I got another one too.
So 10,
20.
20.
Nice.
Oh, that's savory.
Thank you.
God, I'm loving it. I'm so glad it's Moonbeam too.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
That works for me.
Yeah, so I want it to be coming from like all the different moons and like
Yeah, just basically
crucifying this thing.
just around, and it's like, but it isn't all at once.
Yeah.
Let's say that it's exactly the way that you rolled it too. It's like 3 join quickly, and then 2 more enter the fray.
Just light this thing up.
Exactly, and so it is gleaming now. I mean, how close are you to this thing?
I mean, I would imagine that I'm unfortunately pretty close.
Yeah,
Because I was with.
you were up front. You were with
up
your
front.
honor guard, right?
Yeah.
So this, as the moonbeams strike it, and strike it they do. I mean, it becomes like a wave of heat from this glass is just present on your face, and it seems to, but it's almost like the light is building up. It's almost like it's collecting the light from the moonbeams. And so it flashes, obviously, with the attention of these rays, but then it reaches a level of intensity beyond that which you have inspired in it. I need a DC Wisdom 17 check.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take advantage. That's a 3. Come on. Okay, so 12 plus 9, so 21.
9?
Yeah.
It's plus 9 on my saving throws.
Dude, that's awesome.
She's wise as hell, man.
Dude, I was just gonna say that's the right
She's
one.
whizzy.
Yeah, exactly. So as it's building, you just get the sense that you need to physically block this beam from your face, because it's like a flash bulb, like a magically empowered flash bulb, and as that light begins to rise, there's a second where it rises incredibly fast in a flash, and you were able to avert your eyes. But you're not sure what would have happened if you had seen it in full force.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Should have done that.
And
Take
so,
it back. What did I see?
let's go back. So after that flash, you get the sense that it's used to moving on prey at that point.
Okay.
And that is exactly what it does.
Great.
Jerry, can you describe what this thing looks like?
Oh,
Paint me
absolutely.
a word picture.
As I said, so imagine that they've been sent out in that dust from the maw of the Sanguilith itself. And then imagine that if you just looked very, very carefully, I mean, imagine, you know those tub capsules, like the sponge dinosaur?
Oh, sure, yeah.
And you throw it in there, and it's like, it was like a little pill.
freaky-dink, now some
Exactly. Imagine
fearsome
the darkest, most malevolent version of that.
Ooh.
Where they're essentially like these cylinder torpedoes that are launched everywhere, and then you can just see, like, sort of like scratching against its internal structure, the shape of this creature. And then when it plants itself in the deck and unfolds itself, it's exactly the same volume, but now it is pulled out. And if anything, you think it looks like the very last moments of the last Cathris.
Oh my God.
Long, gangly limbs tipped in just raking claws.
Does it look like Cathris's old body, or a
Not
humanoid
no
structure?
no. It's like a mockery of a humanoid structure.
I see.
It's whatever it was trying to build inside him, essentially.
Right.
All right, let's do it.
Yuck.
Bring it.
Here it come. What's your AC?
You know it's 14.
Okay, well that's great news.
I know.
I know. So, the first hit makes a connection, and the second one makes a connection.
Okay, great.
So, it with impossible speed, it scrapes along the deck, almost like skatingly along it, and then like fakes with the left, and the right comes down over the top, like crushing you down to half of your height with 17 points.
Okay.
And then in that debilitated state, it pushes the attack further with 18 points.
Yikes.
Yucko.
Ooh.
And you can hear like the humming whine of that light starting to build inside it again.
Okay.
Next up is Rosie Beestinger.
So, last I checked, I am sort of near the helm of this ship, supported by Sorrel.
Yeah, exactly. So you're back, basically draped on this thing and on your sister.
Right. And so I witnessed this event, but I'm still physically drained from having donated my life force to go faster on this ship, and my eyes are still fixed where my father's ship vanished.
Just like that point in space.
Yeah. And because all of this has happened
Fast.
very quickly, right?
Fast.
What is the time span between seeing him disappear and then this thing?
We're about 8 minutes total.
Okay, all right. So 8 minutes. That's enough time for Rosie to have gone through some amount of disbelief already. So those interim 8 minutes have been this Sanguilith appearing from behind the planet, all of these this light shooting out, these strange bullets coming and hitting the deck. And that whole time, she's arguing with Sorrel because they're sisters.
Right.
But she's just like, where did he go? And I'm gonna guess Sorrel has been like, he's fucking gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And she just reiterates it. She reiterates his last
Right. Okay.
his last communication.
So until the moment that Rosie sees this monster, this Sanguilith creature, start pounding Walnut, she's not paying attention to any of it. Her eyes are on that spot, and she looks every year of her 120, everything, the lifeliness,
Yeah.
lifelikeness,
Yeah.
the liveliness of her face and the pink cheeks. They're all sallow, and her eyes are sort of half drooped closed. And then she sees this thing happen to Walnut, and she goes, "Oh no!" And she pushes off a sorrel.
So you push off Sorrel
Yeah.
without a moment's hesitation. Sorrel grabs the helm.
Okay. Okay. And pushing off of Sorrel, Rosie launches herself into this thing, a blind rage. There's nothing. There's no planning. There's nothing interesting about this. It's just her delivering as many punches and kicks as she can. So that's going to be. Hold on. Look at my actions. A 13. It's 1, so I'm going to re-roll that. That's lucky. A 17, a 15, and a 21.
The 17 and the 21 hit.
Okay, so and those were both unarmed strikes, so they're not as much damage. But
Just like bare fists and kicks.
yeah, well, she came up. Those first 2 attacks were with the Staff of the Master, and then the last 2 were the unarmed strikes. So that's only going to be 9 plus 7, 16 points of damage. With the staff comes and can't quite make contact, but then
Or just goes off.
Yeah, then with one hand she draws the staff back, and then she's just pounding it with her fists and with her elbows.
Perfect. Do any of those have the saves?
No,
Okay.
I don't think she thought that through. Neither did
No, it's legit. I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
that I'm not taking taking something from you that
she
you've
didn't
earned.
try stunning yet, but perhaps in the future.
Oh, perfect. And it if it is conscious of these strikes, its face is completely placid.
Okay.
Like there's no read on it at all. It's alien in consciousness.
Okay.
Cthulhu Draub.
Now, where am I?
So you have just
Because-
opened the door from the back after having made manifest your meditations.
And I'm excited to show everybody
What I can do.
Guess what?
the choice I made as far as the blade shape. It's critical.
It's a very, very important time
Yeah.
in a young person's life.
So I see this. Were you?
I'm being punched to
Just
death.
being liquefied on the
Punched through
deck.
the deck of the. Yeah, it's halfway through like a
this
Looney
is-
Tunes cartoon.
No, but this is gonna be like some Mortal Kombat shit. Like we're gonna have to be on the next layer of this.
Oh, we both
In
smashed
one round.
down. Yeah.
I look about half as vital as I normally look.
I could tell. You know what? Let me take a quick look at this again and make sure that this doesn't murder everybody nearby.
Please just
No,
do
go
it
ahead, do it.
regardless.
Whatever. Cthulhu
Yeah.
doesn't
Cthulhu
know
wouldn't
their
know.
own power. Now.
Yeah.
Cthulhu doesn't know their own
I mean,
power.
on the deck. I mean, the truth is, up front, it's just walnut. So
Well, it's still got some health to spare. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Well, who's on deck?
very
All of us.
next. I mean, in terms of those who are engaging with this entity in a melee fashion, currently that's Rosie Beestinger and Walnut.
But a single.
And there
creature.
are 4 additional Daughters of Maleth that are ready to act.
All right. Well, I'm smart in that. I'm not going to do that. So I will hold Winter aloft, like a shot collar.
Yeah.
Pointing at, and I invoke my Hexblade curse,
Ooh.
which allows me to curse this creature for a minute. I get +4 to damage rolls.
Dang.
Crit on a 19 or 20.
Yeah, it's pretty
Oh,
sweet.
nice.
I should do it on a 4 and a 20. And then if it dies, I get 15 HP. It just gives it to me. It's like I took a bite.
Oh, nice.
Dude, can you flavor it that you get a 4 or a 20 as your crits?
I don't know. That's up to
DM?
that's up for a jury to decide.
No, I think it's perfectly okay if you want to have. I mean, here.
Statistically,
I associate the 4 with the Sanguilith.
you know,
Oh, see, I think of it as Cthulhu.
It could be.
it's true. Who knows? But
It could be. No one has rolled a 4 yet, so that'll be fun to see.
That's true. All right. So with that in place,
Established.
and I feel that lock.
So, what is? Can I ask you,
Yeah.
creator to creator? What is that curse?
Oh, how does it function in this?
No, I know what it does.
Lexicon.
What? How?
Yeah.
What does Cthulhu do? Is it a phrase? I mean, I know when I used to play Will Wheaton, he had this whole Eladrin shit that he'd do every time. But when I say Eladrin shit, of course, I mean much love for TV's Will Wheaton.
But it's like a full blown. Yeah.
I celebrate the man's entire catalog, but I'm saying, what does that mean for Mux Draub?
I think that it would entail. I would have to select the correct.
Can you have
Nautica
Can you have
sigil.
that? Can you have that for me?
Yeah, but I would want to. I would.
Did you draw it in the air?
Yeah, it would be like a mark on that creature, like a physical mark. Maybe only I am aware of it, but it focuses my mind, my cruelty. But with others in the way, I will not use Cone of Cold. I was very excited to do it. Here's an old classic from Cthulhu, Shatter. I dropped it, but I think it's appropriate for this creature.
It's exquisite. Yeah.
Now, how will I? So it's a sudden loud ringing noise, but how do I invoke it with this sword?
Like a tuning fork, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's say that. Like I just like clatter it on the.
Do you have your old focus?
Like a dinner bell, like a triangle.
Just like bam, clatter it on the deck. I'm just trying to make it more badass.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm trying to figure out what.
Do you have your focus?
I do have my focus.
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, I got it. Like a whetstone.
Yeah.
I drag the focus across, and it goes.
Yeah.
And that's the sound that comes
Delicious.
out.
Delicious.
Yeah. So you're gonna try and beat a con 17.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and place it just on the creature. It's
Well,
a
and
10-foot sphere.
so you've placed the curse just so, and then with each stroke, you can just feel Winter's approval, but you can tell that this entity has within it some measure of the Sanguilith power, and that it is not an opportune target for hostile magic.
Ooh.
That was not good. Well, actually, no, that was good. Yeah, 17. Okay, good. So 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's able to resist.
It doesn't take half.
Oh, but it does take half though.
Yeah.
Shatter. Thank you.
So look it up.
I believe that Walnut and Rosie also have to make con saving throws for Shatter.
No, I'm trying to keep it away from where y'all are.
It's a 10-foot sphere, baby.
Yeah, but is it centered on the creature's center of mass?
Is this a 10-foot wide creature?
You trying to fuck with 6E over here?
You're trying to put it like 7 feet away, so just the 3-foot edge of it hits the creature.
Kisses the top of the creature.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna center it where people like if I'm placing that sphere in the game UI.
Hey, I'm picking up what you're putting down on
I
me.
got an 18 on my con save.
Okay, well you're fine then.
11.
Nope.
What'd you do?
What did you do to Walnut?
It's gonna be 3d8. Can I have an 8?
You
if I
can.
may?
You can.
Worst case scenario.
Oh, come on now.
I just love the rules.
I got stuff for this.
So when it says okay, plus
Yeah,
4
cream.
to plus 4 to
don't look to me.
damage rolls, then that's plus 4 to this roll right
Yeah,
now.
damage,
Okay.
yeah.
So we got a 5.
You roll real good.
So that's 8
8 plus
plus 4 is 12.
Okay.
What a gentle shattering we've all experienced.
And I really
It's like an
appreciate
appetizer.
I appreciate the number because it made my math very easy on the hit points, and it's just like I encourage that, obviously.
So when I get hit,
And it basically the reverberation off of this crystal just like bounces off of it and just pushes you further down.
okay,
You're not even aware what it is.
great. Okay, so then I don't even know that it's you doing it. I just think it's more of this monster, and I'm not mad at you.
Dude, that's what this game is
I'm
actually
not
about.
betrayed by a false Cthulhu and new Cthulhu.
Dinar, what's in?
Well, I'm terrified. I don't know how.
I waved at you.
Yeah.
And it's gleaming with that.
The sword too.
Okay. And it's gleaming with that same light, that same slow,
Yeah.
sleepy pulse that you saw in the lanterns.
Yeah, I mean, based on the stuff that happened with the lanterns and seeing, actually less focused on this monster on the deck and more just like this
This planetary.
planetoid like foe that we only had one way to kill, and that way is gone now, as far as I can tell. Dinar is digging deep, trying to find some courage, and then when he does dig deep, he finds that his patron god that he has such a strong connection to is more scared than he is. It sends him into a very heavy panic. So,
Like with the breath?
yeah, with like the dog drool.
The panting.
And a wide-eyed frenzy, and he just moans like, "We got to get out of here!" And he runs over to the steering wheel.
The helm?
Yeah, and tries to get us out of here.
Trying to
Pushes
get us out.
pushes Morel out of the way, or tries to push Morel out of the way.
Sorrel.
Sorrel. Sorry.
I'm sorry. We got a lot of.
Oh, I just call her. I've
my fault.
been saying Moral.
Morale.
Morel.
Moray.
But yeah, Sorrel. Sorry. Moral oral. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to take the helm. Get out of here in a frenzied panic.
I love what I'm seeing.
Yeah. So, do I have to?
Oh yeah. This is. I mean.
All right,
to
punch
my-
her in the face as hard as I can. No, I don't.
Whoa.
But it's more of just a not trying to hurt
yeah.
anyone, but also not trying to play nice. Like
Yeah.
it's a hard shove. Woo! Like that.
Like that.
Yeah.
I'm so
just like
immersed.
That. But to a person.
What do you have against me? My initiative tracker.
I am
You know what you
drawn
did.
here. Now hang on.
You should get some extra juice for that one. That was an
Yeah, come
incredible
on. I'm painting a picture.
Inspiration.
display of
Yeah.
power.
What's happening?
All right, dude. You're fucking with my shit. I have like careful notes. This is some PTSD.
I'm scared.
Some flashbacks.
Look, I'm scared.
No, I can see it. Yeah, so basically you're trying to sort of you're trying to hurt her, but you're trying to wrestle her out of here.
Yeah, just like a
Give me-
move.
Here, give me the. I want to see athletics.
Yeah.
I consider that to be the sort of like the on the mat wrestling scenario.
Your boy is athletic. I flex
Because you're not trying to fight.
real quick.
Yeah.
Maybe a little intimidation. Also, she's a halfling.
She's small.
Yeah.
She's tough.
So
You're scared.
deaf?
You're like, get out of my way.
you don't want any of this. 13.
Okay.
She wants all of it.
She clings to it.
She takes all
But then I just steer it with her clinging to it.
She kicks your shin. But she's able to resist. She's not
She
trying
doesn't
to
move?
She's not trying to hurt you either, but she is able to resist your
I'm not.
entreaties.
This was a bonus action for all intents and purposes. I wasn't trying to do anything to her.
You can do whatever you like. I'm saying that she was able to resist your thing. If you want to flex,
I'm not. I'm not trying to.
don't make me.
Look, I'm not trying to fight her. I'm not trying to fight this monster. I'm trying to get away from the planet. So I'm going to put both my 7 foot tall, 300 whatever pounds I am, arms on this wheel, over or through her.
I love
and
it.
Turn. you
Oh,
know?
here, just give me one more athletics roll, just as a push.
I want to save those in case I need to do something neat later.
Yeah, totally. That's pretty good.
21.
Right. She sticks her leg underneath the wheel of the helm against the deck. For you to do what you want to do, you would have to break her leg.
I had to break her leg.
You can heal it later. Is that your
A
plan?
little later. Look, he's not. This isn't a clear and conscious Dinar. This is a frenzied Dinar.
Why
In the
is
moment.
misery always our first option?
Yeah. Why? All right.
Ew.
Look. Fair. All right. If I wasn't handed the note by the DM that hey, you're in a manic frenzy, I probably wouldn't break her leg. But I break the shit out of her leg, and I break it with expertise.
2 places
Yeah.
above the neck.
complex.
Yeah.
The
And I do the other one just
Symmetry.
because I can. Yeah.
No, just to make a wish.
Yeah.
So it snaps underneath it,
Oh my
and
god.
she yells out and then starts like slapping over her pouches for a vial
I'm not.
that she flips off. She pulls herself away, pops this vial and drinks it, and just throws it into space. And we'll handle that next time. So which way are you turning this wheel?
I'm not even paying attention to what she's doing. I'm not even really conscious of the fact that I'm breaking her leg. I'm just going. It's a little hard.
Sticky.
Oh, there it goes. Now it's turning a lot easier. I don't know. We'll say bank hard left. Port.
Nice.
That's a word.
Nice.
I'm loving it. So you have been just pounded low by this
Laid low.
by this creature, and then this resonant wave of shock has pushed you down even farther. The boat, all of a sudden, in the middle of this commotion, the boat swings hard left, and its claws are such that they are just bit into the wood of the deck. But in that instant, as it turns, 4 daughters are immediately at your side.
Sweet.
Like one is lifting you up, and the other 3 attack this thing.
Great. Love him. You raise me up.
Like you have just kind of like a lot of daughters. A whole bunch of them died, but there's more.
So one, one makes a faulty swing, and gets out of the way extrally for 2 more to come in the opening. All right, they're able to dish up another 12 there.
Nice. Love it.
Okay, and then just as their sister made way for them, they make way for you.
Okay, so I am blinded by
The light.
rage.
The light.
Yeah.
Blinded by the light also.
Racked up like a deuce.
Another roll.
100%. But seeing this crystalline form of Pithris is just such a slap in the face. Like it is such a mockery, and it just frustrates me so much. So please do a con save for 17.
Dang, Amy's DMing now.
Oh, jeez.
I have +5, so that's a 24 and a 20.
Cool. I'm gonna use 4 to make you reroll that.
Hey! How you like me now, Jerry?
Hey, it's fine. Okay. 19
Nah.
and
All right.
24.
All right.
Wow, they're bigger.
Well, you'll take half damage.
That's fine.
What are you doing?
So what are you flexing?
My moonbeam still.
Yeah,
it's still substantial.
it's still plump.
It's still plump.
Right.
4, 6,
10.
10. Oh, 13. So half of 13. Oh, wait, one more. 14. So 7 damage. But she screams when she does it. So it looks very impressive to everybody on deck. They don't know. They just see the moonbeams.
Yeah, and they're coming from all different directions too, so it's very tight.
I love it. No, is that basically like a bonus action? Directing that, or is that like your action for that turn? Like the moonbeam thing?
I think it's just ongoing damage.
It's ongoing damage, so I can do something else if I want to.
Okay.
It's concentration, I assume.
It is concentration. I can't cast any other spells, and I can't wild
You
shape.
can't cast any other concentration spells.
I can't
Yeah.
cast any other concentration spells. All of my good ones
All
are
right, you have to.
concentration spells.
You really have to devote yourself.
The moonbeam really, it requires a lot.
It does.
But so I am going to, since I'm so close to it,
You are deeply.
after the
profoundly
moonbeam
close.
shoots off, I'm going to attack with my scimitar.
So
I look at Foremother and I'm like, please, please.
Because yeah, it's nice.
Blomp, blomp.
Blade
Blade
word.
words.
Dang.
Now-
The blade word is pom pom pom.
Exactly. No, I love what I'm seeing. Gosh.
What the people win?
Well, let's tell them what they've won. Elderwood Academy.
Put it in.
Have you
form.
ever had a vision?
Have you ever had a vision?
Have you ever had a vision of that tray for you? China dice tray from Arukami. So yeah, I was just gonna say, have you ever wanted a dice tray that's also a fun weekend craft project? Well, we can offer you that.
There it
What a
is.
short weekend.
Have you ever
Do you
wanted-
have dice, but also want like work?
Yeah,
Build this thing.
do you want? Would you like to
It's
roll
for
dice
travel.
and then also have like a ho-ho made out of tanned leather to eat? We can offer you that.
Look at this. Look at this.
Well,
Wait, are you kidding me? Look at
shut up,
this.
council.
Look at this.
Mayor Labor please you. Now, so you got to flex on him, Nut.
So I rolled damage, and it was 8, but double is 16, so 16 points.
That is a lot.
Oh, damage.
Beautiful.
I did it.
I want to try.
Are they getting this one?
They're
That
getting
we're
this
just
one.
touching
We're
all
just
over.
fucking
They're getting
up.
that one.
Yep.
The one
It's broken.
I mussed up.
It's a fun puzzle.
Hey, look at that.
No, yeah,
not
they
bad.
just snap right in.
Hey,
See, everybody's having a
that's
good
not
time.
bad.
Smells
Now-
incredible.
It too.
Thank you.
It do. May we? All right. So you slice into this creature, and like gleaming out from the crack is another blinding shaft of this light.
Ah, shit. Do I have to do another one?
You have to do another one.
No! 14. What do I see?
That's not.
Just talking about
Well,
jab.
you don't see anything.
I don't see
Like
anything?
you slice through it, and it's an instant later that this light just floods your vision, and you can't see anything but white. Like you are completely blinded by it.
Okay. For how long?
Let's see.
Like, is it a moment or is it continuous? Am I now blind dead?
You are no. This is an effect. You don't think it's going to be permanent.
Okay.
The D&D
Yeah.
The
condition.
D&D blinded. I thought I was
In-
going to see something cool.
Well, no, quite the opposite. But what it means is that when the attacks come, when the attacks rain down on you again, you have no idea where they're coming from.
Okay.
It's so funny. I was looking on the inside of this screen for the data about blinded man. It's not.
This is
Oh
the-
my god, I forgot that it goes next.
Oh yeah,
Incredible.
It do.
it do.
Incredible. Incredible.
All right. So functionally speaking, you get advantage on attack.
Ooh.
Okay.
You said 14 AC.
14 AC.
It missed its first attack. So you just hear basically.
I cower,
I was just gonna say
and
you
it swings
you enter a defensive sphere like Samus Aran,
Yes.
but the driven perhaps mad by rage. Oof, awful. It redoubles its efforts. Oh no. 22 points.
All good.
Feeling robust over there?
Molna is down on one knee, completely blinded, and you just hear her. If you can hear anything over it when this attack is done, it's just the sound of her like panting.
Okay.
Bleeding. You
The
hear that?
sound of
You hear the
bleeding.
blood hit the ground.
Yeah.
Slosh.
Just slash. It just comes out.
Rosie, how?
Yeah.
Rosie, it's time for Rosie B. Stinger.
I see all this, and it makes me very upset.
And you can, from your angle, it isn't as dangerous.
Right.
But you can, just plainly see just this like blade of light with every turn. It just shifts around.
All right, so then Rosie, from behind, which she was pounding on the back of this thing while it was pummeling Walnut, and then she sees this and this huge blow that it delivers after blinding her.
Yeah.
And so I run from behind it, in front of it, intending to, and I think I have an ability. I don't think I've ever used it, but I can move through.
Oh, very large creatures. Yeah.
Yeah, that are
Yes.
larger than me.
You definitely can.
So
It's just that it's rare that we encounter them.
right, yeah. So with that ability, I want to
Slide through.
yeah, and I want to interleave myself between the monster and Walnut and say, you cannot have her.
Right.
And do all of my attacks.
Well, you have the staff. It's the classic,
Right.
you know. We know, you know what I'm talking about. See, Alyssa's right there.
She gets it.
Foul beast.
And
You
yeah.
don't go this way anymore.
I liked mine better.
Well,
Right,
Yeah,
but
it was better.
We'll
I'm
workshop
gonna
it.
try. I'm gonna try stunning it, and I'm gonna try it on each attack because then if I stun it, I will get an advantage on the following attacks. So here we go.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 17. Is that
17
it?
hits.
Okay, so make a con saving throw at DC 14, please.
15.
Okay. 20.
That hit.
Make your save again.
He no save.
Okay, so now he's stunned. And the rest of these will be made with advantage. So that's 23, 22. And then
Jeez, Rosie.
24. So
God.
all 4 of those hit.
All right, well, roll me some dice here.
Okay.
And then I mean, we have to celebrate this 4-hit combo. Obviously, your bar fills, so you can use your ultimate ability.
Obviously, yep. Okay, so then that's going to be +4 and +3. So 7, 5, 12 points of damage. And then 11 and 8 is 19 points of damage. 31 points of damage. And he's stunned.
Moms.
That's pretty good.
Monks, we're good at one thing. It is
Yeah.
punching.
But you are real good at that one
So every
thing.
single one of those, as it's focusing on Walnut, has gone into this slice that this light
Yeah.
was emitted
It's just,
out
like,
of.
into the hole.
Yeah, and so like I'm putting everything I've got into this what I perceive as a weakness, but also in a blind rage
Right.
to protect Walnut from further.
Yeah. And it's like the sound of the strikes is materially changing. Like the deeper into this crack you get.
Okay.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, I'm going to take a little issue with some of this ruling. It says here in Shatter, and also for the one I'm about to try, that it erupts from a point of my choice, not
Yes.
the creature.
Right. True.
So I could intelligently say, I don't want it to hit the people. If they're on the creature, I understand it doesn't work. I can't
just
just
want
kiss
the
the
little edge of it.
Yeah, but Cthulhu, that's the sort of thing that Cthulhu would be doing. I
That's
think.
true. That is very in character.
Yeah.
Doing the space math.
So,
in
what,
your
so what's
head.
the next cool spell? This is basically it's like a boat show, but for mystic attacks.
Yeah. You're just trying it out.
Yeah.
Kick the tires.
Leave a business card, get a free drawing, you know?
Free lunch.
Yeah.
This one is called, my next trick is called Synaptic Static.
Ooh,
Well, that's a mouthful.
Now listen.
I'm listening.
You're going to enjoy me selecting the center point of a 20-foot radius sphere that is not
Okay.
on the creature, but very near the creature. Whichever part of the creature is not inhabited by, occluded with my friends.
Same story. Okay, I get you.
All right? Okay?
All right.
You got to
They
do...
aim like 19 feet out into space.
Yeah.
Just to hit the 1 foot edge.
What is he doing? He's like... yeah, so you got to save an intelligence 17.
Oh,
Ooh.
But is it smart?
I don't know. I
it
hope
is not. It's deeply not smart.
Not book smart.
Well,
No,
it's
street smart.
Well, in the same way that like a moon. Oh yeah.
Well,
Roll for street smarts.
here's a caveat, though. If its score intelligence is lower than is 2 or lower, it cannot be affected by this. Is it as dumb as that?
No, it's
Ooh.
a 3.
Ah, so close.
But its save is -4. So it's basically, I mean, in that way, it's like a drone, right?
Yeah.
It's simply as there to enact the will of this other entity.
Yeah. So this is great for drone removal.
Oh.
Did you get 20?
No, that's a 2.
Good. Now enjoy.
Now, because it's hexed by you,
Yes.
what does that confer in addition to?
The hex lets me. It just lets me add.
You can use their airline miles.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
As long as I have their login, I can.
Nice, dude.
Add it to my ticket. Yeah, to my ticket price. But you have to show it in miles, not in. I can add +4 to damage rolls.
Sweet.
That's
Okay.
it. All right, hold on a second. Now it's gone again. You're gonna have the flavor. I need to have I need, so this
More?
is a D6. I need 7 more of these.
Are you fucking kidding me? I take it back. You have to go back to your other dumb thing and you have to roll only bad rolls.
All right, how many is that?
That's 6.
That's 6 of them, so I'll just roll 2 more.
So that's the number of the beast.
Oh my
All right, what
god.
we got here?
11. You got 7 over here.
Yeah.
9
I'll
and
let you do
6.
that.
15 is just 21 points damage.
21. All right, and then plus these boys.
Oh my god. 28.
All right, 28. And then plus 4 from my curse.
32.
32.
32.
Holy
The best number.
guacamole.
Oh, and should it survive?
And you can't order drive-through
Oh, and
anymore.
you did get advantage on this. No, that's just melee. It's just
Yeah,
just kidding. Just kidding.
So should it survive?
It does.
Yeah, okay. It's muddled. It is now muddled
It's
fruit.
muddled.
It's a muggle?
What is muddled?
It rolls
That's
a
what you do to a
d6
mojito.
and subtracts the number from all attack and ability checks, attack rolls,
Holy shit.
as well as con saving throws.
Oh my god.
It has no knowledge of the
All of
looting
its
world.
attack rolls and its ability checks?
Yeah.
Good gracious.
But
It
if you-
doesn't.
but you can
it
save
doesn't
out if you
know-
beat the 17.
And it can't receive a letter from Hogwarts.
No.
No, the owl flies over.
Yeah.
It goes, keeps going.
And it can
dies.
it can end the effect
On
of,
the porch.
What is it?
We're talking about Harry Potter, right?
I'm trying to talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is this a Harry Potter show?
Well, it could be at any moment.
I mean, yeah, in a perfect world.
I cast my spells and I save us from the bad guys at school. So
Oh,
I love Harry Potter.
You can, yes, as you were going to say.
No, please. You can make an intelligence saving throw and end the effect on yourself with a success,
Yeah.
but it takes your action.
Yeah, but also I get super bad effects against those saves.
You do.
So it's pretty fucked up.
It's pretty
That's
fucked
a
up.
nasty.
That's rotten.
Yeah. So now it's just begun to vibrate there on the deck.
It does say you only subtract from attack rolls and ability checks, not from saving
There we
throws,
go.
because that would be too cyclical. That
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's pretty
make sense.
mean.
Yeah.
Be a mean trick. All right, Dinar Blitzen, you are back at the helm, putting a serious twist.
turning the hell out of the wheel.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Probably
So,
has a name.
It's like a
Wheel.
so you were trying to marshal this
Law. Yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah.
That requires an animal handling check.
What you got on that?
Look, it's
What you
doesn't
got?
even have to be even.
Maybe it's time.
Maybe it's time.
I'm keeping these for a thing. Back pocket. 14.
Okay. So you are. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember if Dinar ever tried to drive the cart.
I don't think so. I don't think he's ever.
I don't think that would have been permitted.
Yeah.
He's got a antagonistic relationship with Coriander to begin with.
Oh yeah.
And he's lazy. And
So you can. Then you remember. I mean, you've seen Rosie do it.
Yeah.
How hard could it be? I mean, she
just a big ass wheel.
just moved. All you remember is her moving the wheel, and the ship doing amazing things. And there's no reason why you, a prince, shouldn't also be able to expect this type of performance.
There's literally no reason.
But it goes left and right, and you can turn the ship in place left and right. But when you try to push it forward or backward, it won't go.
I push harder.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what in a panic state what he would do.
Exactly.
Logically, he would ask for help. In a driven mad with fear and anxiety. What else is around? What else does he see around?
I mean, right there is a woman whose leg is broken.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's really the main thing. There.
Okay. Other ships.
They're currently not in.
Oh, that's right. We just took the one. Is
Yeah.
there like an escape pod? Is there a dinghy?
You just jump off.
Well, that would be interesting. I mean, it would be up to Kate. I mean, in my mind, we had not discussed a dinghy, but that would be pretty naval.
I'll allow it.
Okay, so hanging at and you think you can get there from the aft section? It's just sort of like hanging out a few feet. You could reach out, grab the rope,
Yeah.
pull it in close, jump in that boat. There's a pair of small oars in it.
It's the dinghy equivalent of ornamental fruit.
Yeah, it's not edible in the classic sense, but that doesn't mean that he can't try it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how pervasive the madness has gotten.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're trying to get away from
it's
a
back
planet. I don't I think you would know that.
You're looking back there. It's floating back there. You're like, all right, that's one option.
All right.
I mean, maybe that's option B.
He's gonna try again, but harder,
Okay, I like it.
and yell at Oral. Moral Oral. Yell at Moral Oral. Sorrel to
Help?
how do I make it go? Yeah. Does worse. Goes backwards, starts going towards the planet.
Nice. You're in the dinghy?
No,
Okay,
no, I'm still at the
this
wheel.
I see, okay.
Just evaluating the situation.
So she has drank her potion, as I suggested. She's thrown the bottle just off to the side. There's got to be some kind of log in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's obviously inappropriate to do, even here. But she has stood up uneasily at first, and then given her leg a couple of good shakes when she's satisfied that functions. She extends a device toward you have not seen before, and fires it.
Is this her turn now? Where's she in this?
But you got 2 actions. I mean, I feel like we're doing pretty good.
All right.
I feel like I've been more than kind.
Oh, see a different side of you.
She fires. It starts as a ball, and you think that it might be based around the fishing net.
Okay.
But it is not. You are too big for this. She would have to fire very, very well in order to function. Mm-hmm. So as it happens, she has tangled your left arm and shoulder to the wheel.
You can still turn it.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But now you're one big piece. Now you could be married in some states.
Oh,
Walnut Bellgrass.
par for the course.
Common law.
So I'm still blinded, but I don't need to do anything to substantiate my moonbeam one more time. So give me that con 17.
You bet.
I'm sure it saves.
Yeah, it does. 17.
Okay. 10, 12, 20,
Oh!
30,
Holy shit.
32. So
Dang.
Oh,
These are some
16.
hefty hits.
and then I am blinded. So I would love.
Here, so at the end of this turn, after you focus the magic, the moonlight beams,
Yeah.
your vision is already beginning to clear.
So
It starts with a very large white area in the middle,
yes.
but the velvet cloak is beginning to creep in around the edge.
So I I'm so there's no dignified way that this happens. It's like I just sit back because I've been crushed low to this deck, and I just start scooting away.
I love it. As you are scooting away, as you are pushing yourself away, you see a sort of silhouette as your vision is returning, and you can see the outline of a war loot behind
There she is.
the daughters take their swings on the creature. Only one succeeds. The rest part like water. And we'll see if Brahma can do what she's supposed to do. She is able to connect with the axe. Oh, shit! She is able to connect with the axe on the back of it. And she has to physically pry it out of the creature that is there is a lace-like pattern beginning to creep up from the feet
What?
of the golem, and then as it starts to break apart, the operation of the deck doesn't seem to function exactly right on the creature, and it just begins to break apart as though like blown away in a wind at the top until only a couple clawed feet remain on the deck.
I don't feel so good, Mrs.
Yeah, I
Lee.
was just gonna say.
It's obligatory. Okay, so Brahma has saved me, so I lie back on the deck and just kind of take a few shuddering breaths. And then I go, thanks, babe.
She says, "Can't you turn into a wolf or something? Isn't that your thing?"
I was really mad. I wasn't thinking right, and in retrospect, hindsight's 20/20. Yes.
Next time, hawu. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it.
Thanks.
right.
Thanks, babe.
I'm going ape shit on these feet.
Just like
Yeah. Like there's no. It's clear that this monster is dead, but
you never know.
my anger has not abated. So you gotta cleanse yourself of monster feet.
So you're whacking on these feet, and Sorrel from the back of the ship says, "Rosie."
I don't answer. I just keep wailing on him.
She's like, "You need to come talk to your friend."
She's wailing on him.
Yeah, that still does not register with me. This is not only something that just attacked Walnut, but also what I see as the source of a very tragic accident that has befallen my family, and so this thing will not be done until it is space dust.
Okay.
I'm continuing.
You can do it. A few more smashes.
I'm smashing
Pry up. Just get the claws up out of the deck.
Yep.
Smooth them over with shadow stuff. It's like they were never there.
Good. So I'm just breathing heavy now. I look around and I get the situation. I see
Right.
Dinar in a net.
I'm still jostling the wheel.
Yeah. Other daughters have
I'm not doing well.
emerged from below deck. The Salith, in partnership with the daughters, have begun to prepare ritually and collect their sisters. But in the back, you can see that Sorrel is pointing something that looks like, gosh, what does it look like? It looks like a Pillsbury, like a cinnamon roll tube. It's sort of shiny around the lip. It's like a wand, but like an industrial wand.
Oh wow. Okay. And she's pointing.
She's pointing that at Dinar.
at Dinar.
And Dinar is like a cat who has gotten into something,
Yeah.
and is now trapped, but wants to make it look as though it's intentional.
I don't even know that he's trying to play it off. He's
where-
still, he's still freaking out too much
Where are
for
you, Chris?
dignity or pride.
I think I am. So that having seen that, I'm just like in awe of the Sanguilith. Like I'm looking at its mechanisms. I'm looking at this beam. Is it still being emitted?
Yeah. There is a coherent, almost solid-looking, like it was drawn in space. Solid-looking, just functionally speaking, like a pillar of light being emitted from this planet directly at the Sanguilith.
And the Sanguilith has
It's appeared, yeah, and its response initially was to send out this cloud of creatures, and as you've seen, I mean, this is an organism of some kind. This like drone glass person. It's like a 3 or 4 person job, but one of these is.
I'm gonna stagger away from that and come over to you, Walnut. And
Just lying there.
yeah. Is this sacrilege? Are the goddesses up to this? How is anything up to this?
Walnut, like, pulls herself up on her elbows and just kind of, like, blinks away the last bit of the blindness and looks at Cthulhu. And she says, you just gotta believe.
If a sword can purse its lips, it does.
I'm sorry.
Still not doing great with this wheel. That's a 3.
Walnut says, she says, you just gotta believe. She says, I have to believe that their power, they had the power to escape, that they have the power to destroy. They give life, they take life. And then I cough and some blood comes out, and then I just weakly look over at Dinar. Like, big guy, please.
He is, I mean, and you can see
He's saving you by getting us all out of here.
he's physically attached to the wheel.
12?
No. Damn it. He's physically attached to the wheel of the ship.
Oh. I say,
He might be able to wave with one hand.
I see that he's trying to get us out of here. I look at you and I go, he's probably right. And then I look at the Sanguilith, the huge, big planet.
Do you say, Dinar, did you say you're trying to get us out of here?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been
You're saying
he's like,
he's been screaming, we gotta get out of here.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
and muttering it and moaning it, yeah.
So that's, I think, when Rosie would, I have assessed the situation, and I see you saying, we gotta get out of here, and I go, oh no, you don't. And I start marching toward you.
Ooh.
15?
15.
Hey!
You finally got it. Shadow Council, Mayor Labors please you. When we come back, we'll find out where Dinar takes the ship. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Oh no.
Hello,
I get to pick.
I'm Jeffrey K. Horcrims. Welcome back to Test C Teams.
And it's Kate.
Yes. Now, when we last saw our heroes, they had very recently managed something of an interpersonal dispute between the party, the ship, and an individual made entirely out of razor-sharp crystal. Everything seems mostly fine now, except that Prince Dinar Blitzen has found himself thoroughly affixed to the helm of the ship. He's very, very recently, I would say within the last 3 or 4 seconds, gained control of the vessel. And Rosie is now approaching him stompingly.
I was.
We now return to our Dungeons & Dragons game, now in session.
Okay, so as you gain control of the ship, what do you do?
I am banking hard and accelerating as fast as possible.
I'm trying to get the best rates.
Yeah.
Some hard banking.
Yeah.
You're away from the planet, I assume.
Oh yeah, basically the polar opposite direction. No thought in this beyond don't want to be there, I'm gonna go over there sort of thing. But as fast as possible. Probably too fast. If the G's
I don't think they have them.
in space.
Yeah.
This one has it, but only because of the unique nature of its manufacture.
So I don't know if you all get jostled, pushed to the back, or ludicrous speed.
Yeah.
I'm talking, like not operating with maximum concern for the vehicle itself.
Let's try dexterity checks.
Oh.
Well, is that for everybody who's on the ship?
Well, yeah, I mean, so he's
Okay.
basically, he is throwing this while you're about to regulate.
Right.
Whoa!
There it is. Natural 20.
I guess a natural 20. Bwomp, bwomp, bwomp.
Hold on.
Dexter, I love that show on Showtime.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah.
season 4. I don't know, but
It's a 28, but it's only possible because Rosie is this ship. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you would think that it was only possible because of that. But of course,
I'm
Shadow
the
Council,
Yeah.
Oh no.
Rosito,
All right.
she's doing great. Obviously, Cthulhu also
Let's see
on
it.
board. Walnut, let's just get your 20 out of the way and.
It's not gonna happen. I already did 2.
Yeah, you're on a
What do you
roll.
want from me?
It was close.
It was so
15,
close. It was so
15.
close. 15, also good enough for this particular case. You don't have to make one because you're physically attached to the
Sam,
wheel.
I'm attached to the wheel.
Yeah.
And I was the one who did it, so
Exactly.
the knowledge that
Nice.
you're gonna do it, you
So
Big
he,
breaks,
so
yeah.
he's gunned it, and your stomach
Gunned it.
lurches instantly As
My stomach does not lurch.
well, no. But the body responds to the stimuli of this idiot savant spelljammer talent
Hey.
developed in seconds. I mean, truth be told, there were several failures en route,
First try.
but you pushed through, and you were able to develop a real rapport
Yeah.
with the vessel. So you were basically spinning. You were spinning this thing 100% around. You're just like turning it in place, and then going as far back as you can.
Yeah.
But your stride is not broken.
No.
Not
No.
bad.
So tell me more.
Okay, so Rosie doesn't want to leave. I don't want to leave. And so I walk up to Dinar, stompingly, and I reach out as though I'm going to grab the wheel, but then I look at you, and you got the dog panting and the rolling horse eyes, right? So rather than reach for the wheel, I reach for your... Don't bite. No biting. I reach for your gauntlet, and I put my little hand on your arm, which is affixed to the wheel, and I say, Dinar, we can't just go. We can't just leave.
We can't fight a planet, and the only way we could is gone. So we'll leave, and we'll find another bomb or another thing, or we'll research it as needed. And I yell over my shoulder. I go, research this thing a little more?
We're here now.
He's on the deck. We're
How are we
here now.
gonna fight a planet? How are we gonna fight a planet? We're gonna stunning strike a planet? We can't beat up a planet. And we had one weapon and it's gone.
Dinar. And she's still trying to reason with you, and we're going very, very fast. Still.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't stopped flying the ship.
Oh, no.
No.
But she says, Dinar, I told you some time ago that you are the moral center of our group. You are the goodness that lives in us. Do you remember me saying that to you, Dinar?
That's all I ever think about.
Okay, well, this thing, this planet, yes, it's big. I don't know how we destroy this, but there is nothing in the universe that is more evil than that thing. There is nothing. And if we don't do something about it now while we have the chance, it's going to eat everything. Everything, Dinar.
I don't know how we can beat it.
I don't either.
And the strongest thing that I know is afraid of it.
Well, the strongest thing I know, me, is also afraid of it. We're all afraid
All
of
right.
it.
I pushed harder. Yes. Sounds like we're all in agreement.
No, we're just because you're afraid doesn't mean that you can't be brave. We have to do it. We have to figure it out. I don't know either, but we're not going to learn by running away from it. Dinar.
It's worked so far. Look, we can figure it out when we're not getting punched through the deck of the ship, and then come back.
I don't think we have that kind of time. This is the opportunity we have.
Who's to say how much time we have?
So after trying the reasoning approach, Rosie would slam her staff on the ground and say, Dinar Blitzen! Are you this is the princely Dinar that we've all come to know and love. This is the kind of behavior. You know what? I'm not even mad, I'm just disappointed.
No one's more disappointed than I am.
I seriously doubt that.
If it weren't for the fact that his god is afraid,
Right, it makes total sense.
I can't come. I don't think he can be talked out of it.
Right. All right, well, I cast a glance around at Cathris. Are you within earshot of all this?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're looking at me like questioning.
You need backup.
I do.
well-
Yeah. I'm like,
Am
will
I-
you just talk to him, please?
Is he
Usually
wrong?
he listens to me, but No, he's not wrong, but we can't leave.
We can't leave until we understand what it is doing right now. What are we seeing? Are we seeing, so this planet down there,
Yeah.
is it
The one in the rear view mirror, yes.
Yeah. Did we see anything other than this beam coming from it and going toward the Sanguilith?
But it's
What about the motes of these crystal?
Yeah, I mean, the information, it required deeper investigation and proximity to be sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, there's only a few things that you know about it. This is essentially the last holdout of these halfling worlds that exist out here. Some sort of beam, some light column was seen to erupt from it that had some kind of effect on this god structure.
Yeah, and I'm saying to everybody, I don't think that is the Sanguilith's process. I don't think that beam does not belong to it. That beam belongs to the planet. Something there is working against it. We need to understand that.
You want to study the explosion from inside the collapsing building?
Yes.
I don't.
Where else would you go?
I don't know. Across the street.
This is ridiculous. Dinar, do a wisdom 17. Save me.
Wisdom 17.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been good.
13.
Let's see.
What the? This is the only game
For
where
1
people
hour-
flex on.
You are charmed by me.
Oh my god.
And
Becky.
I've been healing myself, like from the deck, and I hobble to my feet, and I say, Dinar, stop it. And you have to stop.
What's the charm say?
What's the charm say?
Yeah, what's-
Read me
The
this
charmed
spell.
creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance when the spell. Oh, I guess it's not command. But you
Jared used a friendly acquaintance before.
it is charmed by me until the spell ends. After it ends, it knows that it was charmed
Lied
by
to?
me.
Hey. I go, hey,
okay.
Walnut. No. Hey.
I go, Dinar,
Hey.
stop it.
Friendly acquaintance is what we were.
No, we were less than friendly.
All right. Well, now he's smiling when he sees you. You get smiles.
I love it. I love the energy.
Got a heck of an energy. He goes, hey, Walnut, you got a heck of an energy. Doing something new with the hair as you're like coughing up blood. You look good.
So, Rosie, I lean in toward you, Dinar, and I reach inside my little shawl, my pajamas, and I pull out where no one else can see, only you can see, and I show you the jar of eyeballs.
Yeah.
And I say, I don't know exactly what this can do.
You trying to trick him?
Maybe.
Or are we just going to
I don't know what this is capable of doing, but it seems like it would be a pretty good time to use it now, doesn't it? Don't you think? If not now, when? But you have to get me back there.
You want to use the jar of eyeballs to defeat the Sanguilith?
Yes. Yes, of course. This is why I've been holding on to it this entire time.
None of that makes sense.
But is he smart enough to know that?
I think he's afraid enough not to.
How much of this was your plan?
You can't hear me.
Oh, yeah, no, we both get it on. If we could hear you, we'd be like,
here's the thing.
Rosie, no, it's too powerful.
Oh, that's very good.
But I'm not even sure because we came out here to space where all your family was.
Yes.
And I still kind of think that you orchestrated this. It's like you knew. And
I knew.
Yeah.
I knew the whole time that this was the only way. Dinar, you can't mess this up. We have to go back so that I can use my jar of eyeballs in a magical way.
Persuade him.
Persuade him. All right, can I persuade him? Can I
That's
take a
how the game
persuasion?
works, yeah.
All right.
So
DM ourselves.
Do I roll against being persuaded?
If the DM says to.
Okay. Like I don't know if you have to roll against
You
someone
could do
else's,
like a wisdom insight or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
or like charisma, or someone else's charisma or something.
But yeah, no,
just 'cause
you,
he's charismatic.
No, you defend yourself with skills as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So let's
my
find-
persuasion is pretty high.
Well, you're not persuading me.
I know, but one who can persuade can detect.
You'd be
It's
inciting.
It's insight.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, so let's find out what the target number is, and then let's figure out how Dinar responds.
All right.
We can do this exactly right.
I'm gonna take advantage on it. All right, that's a 7. Okay, so it's a 14. That's a 16 total.
Okay.
Okay, now
Reasonable.
All right. So I have to beat a 16 to believe that the jar of eyeballs is the secret weapon.
If you beat it, then you don't believe me.
yeah, if you don't succeed, then you think that she is essentially has a nuclear warhead open out on the deck, and she has the codes.
And only I have the codes.
10. I almost missed the box again.
I can tell you get worked up because you throw it.
Yeah.
So that's the new information.
Okay.
That's the new information.
He is incredulous, but he slows down.
So you, as you begin to decelerate the ship, because she's got what she's threatening you with is immense,
Well,
right? But as the ship is beginning to slow down, shapes are beginning to resolve into their actual forms. The anime style speed lines and rainbows have begun to coalesce.
okay.
And you sort of find the vessel at the tip of the Myconid Weeper warship.
We can't see the Sanguilith anymore either, right?
It's hell and gone. I mean,
Okay.
you have to go back that way at idiot savant
Then
levels of speed.
Then the
So
then the
you're-
panic would
you might-
subside
yeah,
as well.
The breathing is probably
The threat's gone, then yeah. So,
I think I did it.
so. He'll calm down, especially also seeing the Myconids, which seemed like they were able to hold their own against the Sanguilith. So he's like, all right, this is perceived safety. He stops.
Okay.
Can't let go of the wheel because he's attached to it.
Yeah.
And he goes, when did you? What? I don't understand the eyeballs. When? How do you know? When did you know?
I have been spending a lot of time with these eyeballs. A lot of time. And there have been a lot of opportunities where I could have used them.
All right.
For me, all the pieces are falling into place.
Yes. Chekhov's eyeballs. And that first cart. Oh, it had so many treasures.
Cthulhu, the whole reason I joined this team was to find this jar of eyeballs. And I think you know that deep down. When you really give it thought.
I will let you think for me. You are correct.
No, I don't say that.
How do we get it to eat the jar?
Well, we're going to have to get really close. Again. Have you told us that Vars Malus is upset?
Yeah.
Okay.
he mentioned
In
it.
so many words. Yeah.
Around the, he bit around the apple.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me talk to him.
You could talk to him through me.
What's he afraid of?
The Sanguilith.
What about it?
Do I know? Do I have specifics on what?
Well, I mean, very recently you had to reclaim
Yeah.
it.
You had captured him like you
Yeah,
had captured
well, and with ease,
Yeah.
with a triviality.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things that it has to have some kind of material weakness, and maybe it isn't itself a god, but it is packed with gods, and it's able to leverage. It's able to leverage their capacity, and
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he is who he is, and he has opinions on things, and they're correct.
Yeah.
Right? But the idea that he could be plugged into this thing, and then grisly versions of the royal family and all of his plans would be manifest in some malevolent way, that everyone who serves him would become servants of the Sanguilith, that Jannar, already in dire straits, would almost certainly be consumed as the result of, what little force he can still exert there being converted over.
Yeah. So Dinar's just. He says that he he says, "Remember the lanterns? Just was that long ago?
Right.
It was he had almost captured Vars Malus. He's captured other gods. We've dealt with this before. We've had to free other gods from him. It's not. This isn't a. This you don't go against a coalition of multiple gods with 1, 3. We should get more gods.
Those gods don't want to be in there either, though. They don't want to be there. We freed, how many have we freed? This is
2.
Yeah, this is Chris asking, yeah. We freed 2.
Yeah.
And I bet they start coming faster after that. You know, like a loose thread.
The zipper.
It's like murder. First one's hard. It just get easier and easier.
It is like murder.
It is like murder.
It is like murder.
So what you're telling me is that these gods, which to Cthulhu's point don't want to be there, might act as agents from within it, but that your god is a coward?
So it would seem.
Vars Malus, you know, I've seen him manifest through you. He didn't strike me as being so yellow-bellied, such a chicken shit. He really struck me as being. Rosie's obviously trying to bait it out
Yeah,
at this point,
I don't.
right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he would fall for it. I don't know if he's listening. Also, I don't. But this conversation has taken a much more coherent turn.
Yeah, out here.
Yeah, out here.
Sure.
Out here amidst the armada.
Yeah, where he feels
two
safe.
ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh?
Of 2 ships.
Well, more than one. He feels
That's an armada.
There's a pang of pride. Like, hey, look, I'm back to. We're back with our mushroom friends.
You have
Right.
twice as many ships.
We have twice as many ships, a lot more weapons.
Absolutely.
We were in the midst of a big fight. One of those things, it made a cloud of those things, and one of them almost killed this one,
I was
my best
fine.
friend.
She was,
It's been an hour.
Has it?
No. This woman.
The best of us.
My
who I
close
treasure.
acquaintance.
Yeah.
my close
Close
friendly
acquaintance.
acquaintance.
Yes. And I say, no, I was fine. I held on to the end. We could take on more of them.
Are you still all? Yeah. I say, oh, let me hear it, and then get stuck. He goes to try to heal you and gets stuck.
Oh. Well, and I goes, I don't need that from you. I'm fine. No, she healed herself halfway. She's still got a wheeze from the punches.
Yeah.
She got the wind knocked out of her. Listen, we're at a pivotal point here. And we can choose to face it with what we have, which is this mushroom ship, and not much else. But I also think that the planet was doing something, to Cthulhu's point, something that is a power that we don't know about, and for all we know, it could be enough to weaken it. We could strike now.
If we don't, Vars, it's going to get you anyway.
It's true.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and it's tough all over.
Yeah.
So,
You know?
I mean, y'all got gods in you. Are they afraid?
No.
mine is not.
Are they?
It's novel.
Are they?
Yeah. I take a fleeting glance inside myself.
You gaze within?
Yeah. I mean, Maliki's fought this thing before and won.
Maliki and Malith together are not scared.
Perfect.
But if you were to interrogate either of them individually,
I do
They would
not.
turn on the other in an instant.
Classic technique.
Yep. Get him alone. You wouldn't believe what your friend was saying over there. He
It's-
said you did the murder.
Logical to be wary.
Moida.
What I want to know is if there is. I took a second to see if they were terrified, and if they're together and they're not scared, then I simply say no,
Yeah.
no. Together we're strong.
Stand a little closer to Walnut. Got my hand on the
Yeah.
Scooch,
See?
scooch,
sword
scooch.
pommel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Emboldened.
Not even dragons. Not even dragons, and they're not afraid.
Yeah. There. Ooh, look a little afraid. That one looks a little afraid.
That's just
I
the
have
way they're
resting
This one's
afraid
great.
face.
Yes.
Resting afraid.
Yeah.
No, one that's Stupid to be scared.
Dinar would acquiesce. Yeah. I think he in this clear 2020 moment that we've got to look back on everything. It was more of a survival instinct to get away in the midst of the thing. So he would say, cut my hand off this wheel, please. We can go back with the armada,
Do I still
with
have
our massive fleet.
your father's knife?
Where was
Did I
that
give it back
knife?
to you? I think I might have given it back to you.
Yeah, but I mean, if
I believe it's given back.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look though at me, I would
Yeah, I don't have any
Just hand it
slicing
to you, yeah.
devices. So,
Okay.
yeah.
punch that rope off.
When he I mean, I've got my own knife, the one I cut your finger off with. I guess I could just do it myself.
Yeah,
Never mind.
And Sorrel's hand has
Never
not.
Could have done it this whole time.
It's not pointed anymore, but her hand hasn't left the Pillsbury canister.
Okay, so with this resolved, I reach out to touch her arm,
She winces.
and you can, whatever that is, I think we can put that one away. I think we're good. That is terrifying, though.
Your friends are real cool.
They are not.
And she
Saved your life.
she holsters it. She's like, is it like when you go to a restaurant, does it take an hour? Like, I mean, is the
An hour would be nice. That'd be a good day.
Sorry, I saved your life. Sorry, saved all our lives. Sorry about that.
Good. Apology accepted.
He'd be like
begin.
that. I'm sorry. But with that, the sort of the reality of the last, I don't know, 18 seconds comes crashing down, and she revives this argument with Sorrel, and she says, you don't just have a legendary weapon and then disappear with nothing. Like that just doesn't happen. Where did he go? He can't just be swallowed into nothing.
She says, he must have thought what we all thought, which is that it was the opposite of the Sanguilith. And it was for that tiny part. But it made a little trap. It made a little mouse trap.
How
and
come?
it set it outside.
Why didn't we see that with these screens of yours, whatever?
She says, I mean, we knew that it was out here, but I don't think that we knew it was like this.
Have you ever seen anything like that beam before?
She says, I don't think that's a weapon of the adversary.
That looks like some Tome Nook BS to me.
She allows herself a little curve of the lip, and she says, it seems like how we do it.
Let me see if
She
I
says,
can tell.
she says we don't. She says we don't know who lives there anymore.
Who used to be there?
All of those worlds were essentially one civilization, one place. There was free trade, free travel between them. It was like a nation. And she says most people left. I mean, you've read the book.
Yes.
She
But-
says someone must have come back first.
Papa said that they sent Mama first.
He said that she went on ahead.
Yes.
That old bastard. I sort of thought that meant like ahead. Like way ahead. Like she went on ahead.
Oh. That didn't even occur to me. No. No.
That was my first thought.
No.
I held a funeral.
No invitation for me. Thanks.
Not now.
All right, later. I write it down.
Ooh, add it to the list of things she and I are going to argue about when this is over.
She says, went on ahead. Huh. And folds her arms behind her next to the wheel.
Is it possible? Would she have known to build something like that?
Well, you got bee stingers and you got tome nooks.
Yeah.
There's a father of the bee stingers and a mother of the tome nooks.
Oh. Oh.
The mother of invention. You ever heard that phrase?
Yeah, Sorrel. I'm 120. I've heard a few phrases. God, she drives me crazy. She driving you guys crazy?
I'm loving this.
I'm gonna dig that box up. I put a lot of special stuff in there.
Yeah, I would
Man.
if I were you.
Yeah. Well, we'll do it later.
After
It's gonna be weird. I'm gonna have to do it late at night.
I'll help you.
Okay, thank you.
after Dinar cuts his hand free.
Like all this, like they're having this conversation, you're like, all right, I'm getting there. It takes about 15 minutes.
But he cuts through it, and then he just goes over and gives a big bear hug. He goes, "Yeah, I missed you."
And she looks at her spell book and says,
And he-
I thought it said friendly acquaintance. But
Wait a second, wow.
And then
she goes, ugh.
he does a lay on hands while he hugs you.
Oh, for how
Yay.
much?
How much you need?
How much you need?
Well, you're not going to give me everything I need, which is 29, but
Hey, I have a pretty big pool. What's
29?
What's my lay on hands pool? Let's see.
29.
Oh,
Sex number.
I get it.
After he does this, I want to do something real quick.
Amy, we said that at the same time.
Now we're married.
I could give you 29. I top you off.
Perfect, thank you.
Wow, do you have that much play now?
I do.
God
powerful.
damn.
You boy. It's the power of the hug.
That's
So
the
Little extra
power.
something.
it's when I get hugged by Dinar and I feel him heal me all the way up and I feel my vitality restored. I actually, I'm like this, hit my arms are pinned down,
Yeah.
but I lift one up and I give him a little pat and I
Just a
go,
little feather.
I say, thanks, big guy.
And he goes, I love you so much.
And I go, okay, I love you too.
A little too good at the charm spell.
Can I take 2 seconds
Yeah.
and just say something to my Salith, who
Yeah, of course.
I'm just assuming is near me
Well, no, yeah,
and not helping me?
oils have been applied, songs have been sung, they have managed it. And of course, they need to be buried in the soil of the grove, but
Right.
that can be managed when you win.
Okay. Here is hoping. I go up to the Salith and I say, I saw what you were going to do during that fight.
He turns to, he looks immediately down, and goes down to both knees.
And I say, what are you doing?
Am I still hugging you?
Yeah, you're still hugging me. Sure, yeah,
Just like,
yeah.
You're like up.
What are you doing? It's just like, and you're just like instructing him,
You're like up off the ground.
and he says, "I'm receiving the lesson."
I say, I don't know what sick lessons you learn, but I'm just telling you.
He says, "They are our lessons."
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you freak. Just being one of
No,
those
he
hype
just
man.
seems like he's like waiting for a beating. And that's what I say. I say, it seems like you're waiting for me to hurt you.
He doesn't say anything.
And I say, all right, well, that's not how it's going to be. And then I struggle against an art and I can't do anything. And I just realize how undignified I looked. And so I just kind of end it here. I'm just like, listen, there's power that we have, that we all have. And there's power that we must not use. Thank you, great. And I say, and if I catch you doing that again, you will learn a lesson.
Oh,
Give me a
dang.
kick, a little wormy ass, pal. I'll do it.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, bud. No, I'm all set. All set this time.
You can use walnut as an improvised weapon.
Oh, nice.
I just like throw, like I'm moving my leg. Like he's right around my foot. I kick him in the head.
No, not this time. Next time.
All right.
Next
well,
time you can kick him.
I can give you lessons on being a royal.
Oh
That's how we do it in the Royal Jannar Court.
no, I'm no queen. Thanks, Prince.
Milady.
Nope.
Deposit you.
I tumble out of his
Right.
arms.
He nods at your final reproach. Completes his task
Okay.
on the deck.
Okay. I just don't want to get in the final battle with the Sanguilith and then have him be like, I'm gonna raise 50 bodies. That would be really cool.
Would be really
God,
cool.
I'm just telling you, like it's ready for you anytime you're ready.
Walnut wouldn't do it. Amy wants it.
No, I know that. That's my whole job is to put a dark buffet in front of you that Amy wants to eat of, and Walnut must not touch. That's my task as a dungeon master.
I have a table talk thing we're going to talk about later.
I can't wait.
The end.
Buffets.
Yeah, it's our favorite buffet.
Gross or super gross?
Yeah, exactly.
Super gross.
I'm standing as far to whatever direction, I guess it would be the back of the ship, as near to what's happening on the planet, even though now it's not visible.
Yeah.
As
But even then, you just know where it is. It's like Tycho Brahe, right? Or
Some-
Tycho Brahe.
Observing.
Where,
Penny Arcade. Yeah.
no. Where it's just like
Got a blue shirt.
It's like you don't have anything else to look at them with.
Yeah.
You just sort of know where they are and you like them a lot.
Yeah, just staring out. Also, I have to go to the bathroom. I was holding it.
Like physically,
Yeah,
Yeah, we haven't gone to the bathroom
Like with,
in
like-
game in a while.
like with their hand, just like
Have.
I put a kink in it.
yeah, exactly.
I'm going right now.
Nice.
Are we? Shall we?
Let's go.
You do.
I think we should go back and discover these successful inhabitants of this planet.
I agree.
Yes.
And I smoothly take Dinar's place at the helm. The Myconid ship is still not as fast as we are, but this time, or is it?
Oh, I'm not saying anything. I'm just
You made a little
absorbing
with your mouth.
information. Well, one does.
Okay. So yeah, I smoothly, just in case Dinar wants to like try to steal the helm back again, I get in there. I'm like, you got this, big guy. You're doing great.
if we're bringing the Myconids with us, if we're not flying off,
Yeah,
half cocked as it were.
I don't want to do that.
No, not again.
I'm doing a partial
so
cock.
I will say, Rosie now thinks her mom is on the planet, and the Myconids can get fucked as far as she's concerned. So this is definitely going to be a situation where she's going to try to fly really fast back to the planet.
They're weapons, though.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
can,
I know.
They can fight the Sanguilith.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying there's anything rational about it.
Yeah.
But
So you gun it.
I'm gonna gun it.
I want you to handle these animals.
handling an animal.
Can we have one person in their right mind drive this ship for 2 seconds?
Now!
That's gonna be 14.
That's good. No,
Took 15 for me.
Yep.
yeah, it would.
You don't have a special relationship.
This is
Level
about
3
coriander.
cartographer.
Now, it's like this.
Okay.
So you gun it. You put the needle in that groove and find your path back. But you recall that it was exactly the same as when you had the larger flotilla. That the helm, like coriander, is her purpose is to create that wake behind the vessel
Right.
that allows much faster travel for other craft. And so the Myconid vessel travels much faster than it is supposed to.
You happy?
Slipstream. Yeah.
Exactly right. If you'd be so kind, Josh.
Oh.
Man,
So, as you, when you reach back, the nature of the pillar of light has shifted and has begun to bore somewhat into the Sanguilith. It is actually firing directly through the craw and extending even farther out through the back of it.
Oh shit. Okay.
And coming in hot as you did initially, these golems are just cracking. It's like, what do they call that when you're like, hey, yay, ship?
Ahoy?
Listening?
Christening, that's it. Yay, ship. They're just like smashing.
Technical term.
People are making wishes
Sure.
straight off the back. But this dense cloud of them is basically striking and lodging in the Myconid craft. Just like getting stuck like pinpricks all over it. And there's a moment where the nature of the beam shifts, and it begins to it's split into many other lights and smaller beams refracted out from the center of the Sanguilith, and it spins in place briefly, and perhaps 12, perhaps 15 separate white beams lance out from it on all sides, and they split basically straight down the middle of the Myconid craft.
Oh no!
Thank you, Josh. I know.
What?
No.
But
But
it might actually be okay.
how, Jerry?
I'll tell you why. Have you ever had monkey bread?
Yes.
Monkey bread?
So good. The pull apart
pull-apart
cinnamon
bread.
roll
Yeah.
bread. Yeah.
We all eat monkey bread.
When the beams reach and meet the Myconid vessel, it becomes apparent that its organic shape hid something fundamental about its nature. And that is that it is in fact 100 separate ships.
Whoa.
And so as it breaks apart, the individual pieces of it are not, they're not shrapnel, they're not wreckage. They are in fact wholly conscious, wholly sentient, independent forces.
Yes.
The Armada.
And they begin to array themselves instantaneously into battle groups
Wow. Okay.
that are all directing themselves towards it. But the Sanguilith is now being bored through again. Every now and it's possible this happens sometimes as a brief defensive mechanism, but the fight is out of it. It appears to be in its stasis mode again.
Yes. Can we see the source of the beam? From
It
the
is
planet?
the Sanguilith itself. You're really seeing like the top of it over the edge in this beam. So imagine that you're looking at the orb, and the Sanguilith is just over the horizon of this, and the light is coming from the surface and then going through. The actual point that it is on the surface is distant from you.
Oh, on the other side of the planet. Okay.
But this beam is like it's a
It's
continent.
massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as wide as it's a huge diameter. Yeah.
It's gigantic, yes.
Okay.
And seemingly, and it's completely opaque.
Like 6-7 feet wide.
Like a whole continent.
Tops.
Big.
So-
That's a tall person.
Are you near me, Guthris?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, as always right here, we as we approach this planet, Rosie has identified you as someone who's also interested in the source of this beam, though maybe for a different reason, and
Just love beams.
just love beams. And so she would look over her shoulder at you and say, "We have to get down. We have to get down there, right? This is the thing
Oh
that we have
yes.
to do."
Oh, absolutely.
All right, and I just like into the atmosphere, whatever kind of spelljammery earth
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. I like the aft section tilted back,
Like a shuttle.
going in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
we're going onto the planet that was trying to be eaten by the Sanguilith.
We gotta get near that beam. I don't want to have to hike.
I think
you know.
Dinar starts panicking
The
again.
closer we are to danger, the farther we are from harm. It's a little halfling saying, I know.
He goes, what? His teeth start chattering a little bit. Take inventory of inventory.
Yeah.
Commune.
What do you need?
What's going on inside?
Within?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you talking to the Dinar within?
To Vars, if I was getting, trepidation before. I mean, he was moderately convinced to come back. Is it what's happening?
Yeah.
Now.
And it's like
What's his read?
Yeah. Give me an insight check.
In this sort of like capacity with a god eater and a god inside him, like
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Yeah, but the saying is also
12.
Jack saying.
it's in stasis now.
Give yourself advantage because you're literally looking into your own mind.
It's worse.
It's actually worse. You don't know the source of the fear.
Does
Like this is what you know now. Like you know that he's afraid, but you don't actually know why. I mean, you can think of why it would be. Yeah. Obviously, this thing is super dangerous. It definitely eats gods, and it does so. I mean, we call them gods, and what they do is dangerous because they have incredible power over fundamental natural laws. Mm-hmm. And this thing just eats them. It's inherent. It just opens up its mouth and gobbles them up. But it's possible that you don't know why it's afraid.
the beam seems to be hurting the Sanguilith.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Or
it,
at least
but
pause.
does it look
hurting
like
it or-
it's
or stopping it
slowing
anyway?
it down?
Disabling.
Yeah.
This isn't a moment of victory.
No.
No. But it's definitely a. It's not open war either.
Yeah. All right. He'll grab his holy symbol and sort of take communion and sort of go into himself. He's not talking to anyone now. He's kind of eyes glaze over.
Okay.
And he's having his Naruto moment, talking to the nine-tailed fox. Little reference there for you.
Oh, now is his Naruto moment? Now?
Yes.
There haven't been any others.
Finally, now. We got
Just
it.
one.
We
You
got
only get
there.
one. Yeah.
So as you get down,
Dun, dun, dun.
you're going over small villages, cities, but the cities that are present on this, planet are very different from the cities that you've seen on Toril.
Oh.
Like
Okay.
a large building, like something like a warehouse, something like that. It's just going to be like a box, something like that. The construction is going to be wood, maybe glass,
Never seen that on Toril.
stone.
That's fancy.
No, I'm saying like this is the Toril
This
situation.
is Toril. Okay.
These buildings have a non-trivial amount of metal construction.
Like in what way? What's the shape? Like, is it just like a metal skyscraper?
What's the alloy we're working with here?
Explain the architecture. Is it modern
Yeah.
or
Baroque?
It's tray modem.
post-modern?
No. So the way that it, we're just talking about frames, steel frames that have glass or gem-like structures built into them. And as you approach, like I say, it's like smaller towns, smaller villages. You more or less recognize this, but there are places here where the buildings are incredibly tall, like clock tower tall, and the center of this, the center of the town where this beam is being emitted from, is, gosh, you get the sense that it's something like a Wild West facade. Like it doesn't seem like it's a real town. It seems like it is like made to look like a town.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Oh my god.
What?
No, it's awesome.
It's empty. It is
Right.
empty. You could not. And the thing that really sells it is that the beam is being projected from several of these building-like structures that have opened and unfolded themselves into something like a flower.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
This is a
It's
trapped
a
planet.
lure.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
tricked it.
Is this like what Boeing did during the war where they built that town on top of their plane making facility?
Yeah.
God.
On the, they did that on D-Day. They made a whole fake
Yeah.
army and
Right.
put it
Fake
like
tanks and everything.
But
Yeah.
you can't, it's like you don't know who this device is here to save.
There are no people.
Not that you can see. And again, you're up high,
Okay.
and you're flying over the, this test neighborhood
Right.
type situation.
Is there a test tavern and a test market?
Yeah, I mean, one hesitates. But all I'm saying, you don't see any people. You don't see halflings.
Okay.
But there are things that you do see. They look like strong, like strapping, iconically beautiful men and women, completely without garb on above the waist. Just
All right.
impeccable,
I'll take it.
flawless bodies with feathered wings on the backs, cruel-looking barbed amethyst spears, and you can just see them traveling from building to building, trying to find, just prowling, like
Oh.
like a killing field, like seeking prey.
Do they seem like they are working as agents of the Sanguilith with these spears?
The spears, the construction of it would imply it to you,
Okay.
but you don't have a lot of experience. Any religion, anybody with a decent religion would be would have an index of what's happening here.
Not me.
I'm gonna take advantage because I got them.
Let me get out of here.
Yeah. Nothing. That's a 5. Well, that's a 14.
14?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are upper planar creatures. You'd have to be up very, very close to get a sense of the iconography that might define them, like might define their patron. Yeah. But these are upper planar angelic creatures who deign to enter the prime material plane only upon direct orders.
Are these aren't like the ones we saw when we were
You've never seen
with the pillars and stuff. Okay.
You have never seen anything like this.
Yeah, I'm scouring it with my
These are.
eyes.
It's like. Well, that's just it. It's comically. Like they're comically attractive. If it weren't for just the savage, cruel eyes, and like wicked grins, as they went about this work, they would be stunningly beautiful.
Well, I don't land, that's for sure. Do they look? Does anything look different with my eye patch versus my normal eye?
Oh, they give off. They have an aura.
An aura.
An aura.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it? It's new on Netflix.
Aura.
Yeah.
Okay. So clearly this is some kind of trap, and it has worked. It has baited these creatures down to try to find and destroy the source of this beam, but they're too clever. So do I see any signs of life, like where they might have gone? Any kind of movement that isn't angelic? Do any of us see anything?
Absolutely. As soon as the vessel comes into view, those who are not already in the air take wing,
Uh-oh.
and their armaments are epic in nature. They are obituaries that they carry around with them for mortals. I was just gonna say this. We have to roleplay now.
I was going to. So, Dinar has been trying to get answers from Vars Malus
Yeah, and he is shut up.
Only getting emotion back. He's trying to get words and not getting and just getting feelings. And then with this new wrinkle and these enemies, Dinar will turn into or hearken as best he can with my abundance of charges and evoke Vars Malus if possible. With the thought being that he needs to commune even closer. Or if this is like a switch where it's like, all right, now you're in the body and I'm on the outside, then you guys can talk to him.
Right.
You're close. If you'd be so kind.
What? Oh boy.
Oh, jeez.
Yikes. Oh.
So everything's going to be resolved?
All right.
And it works.
You just invite him, invoke him.
He's only successfully done it one time.
Right.
The other time was not even when he tried to do it.
Right.
And the other time he couldn't and turned into a bear. So this would, he would, but uttering the same prayers and invocations that he did with when he was trying to turn into a bear, just like one of the
Yeah. So he pulls him out.
He's closer than ever with him. So
Yeah, exactly. So there's no labor. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
Is that when it actually works, when it functions,
10 or so.
there's no work.
It's like getting in and out of a warm bath.
It's just a thought and a invitation, and he is made manifest. And as he appears on the back of the ship, there is something like a whaling harpoon
Ugh.
that is emitted from the Sanguilith that goes directly through his chest
Oh.
and tugs him like a recalcitrant fish straight up into the sky. And as this happens, you hear like a whisper from over your shoulder, like from the sword. Toothbrush.
Oh. Dinar hears it
Dinar hears it.
while inside Vars Malus.
Vars Malus has completely separated and been drawn away.
Oh.
And Dinar Blitzen is here on the deck alone.
Oh. Okay.
Oh my god.
I listen. I say, "This isn't what I didn't want to happen. This is what I was driving away from. What do you want?"
Hey, buddy, listen.
Has Toothbrush ever talked to you before?
No.
Sometimes we're brothers. We can have a conversation like this. Sometimes you don't know the whole plan. Shadow Council.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much. We're going to get right back at it next week. We're going to come back for some table talk. But until then, just burn with delight. We'll be back in a second.